Canada, beautiful, independent, and proud. But what happens when its sovereignty is threatened by its closest neighbor? With Donald Trump back for a second term, his use of unpredictable high-pressure tactics, like the looming threat of 25% tariffs, is shaking Canada to its core. As the Madman Theory goes, if you want to get what you want, you have to make your opponents believe you're willing to go further than they think. From auto manufacturing to oil and gas, dairy, steel, and even immigration, Canada's economy depends on its relationship with the U.S. And now, Trump is playing hardball. Will his unpredictable tactics force Canada to the negotiating table, or is it just a strategy to win the upper hand in trade deals? Trump's vision of Canada as the 51st state may sound extreme, but his approach to negotiations has always been about pushing the limits. By threatening tariffs and claiming a better life for Canadians under U.S. rule, Trump is hoping to play on Canada's vulnerability and get it to make concessions it otherwise wouldn't. The Bank of Canada is slashing interest rates, but with tariffs looming, there's little they can do. The depreciating loonie is making matters worse, driving inflation up and increasing the cost of imports. Canada's economy could soon face a perfect storm, and Trump's tactics are making it harder to weather it. And here's where Trump's strategy gets more intense. The fentanyl crisis is front and center. Trump's team is using this issue to escalate, suggesting Canada isn't doing enough to crack down on border security. The message is clear. Give us what we want or face the consequences. With Ontario and federal elections on the horizon, Canadian leaders are under pressure, not only from domestic issues, but from this looming trade war. As the Madman Theory suggests, Trump's unpredictable tactics could force Canada into negotiations, but will they buckle or stand firm? With the loonie losing value, the Bank of Canada has no choice but to lower interest rates. But this is where Trump's Madman Theory could be at play. The economic chaos caused by these tariffs, coupled with a plunging currency, could force Canada into desperate negotiations, giving Trump more leverage to impose further demands. Trump's team has laid out a two-phase tariff plan, which is about creating maximum uncertainty and pressure. Phase 1, an emergency tariff action targeting fentanyl issues, could begin as soon as February 1st. But it's Phase 2, coming in the spring, that could have far-reaching consequences. It targets Canadian industries like auto manufacturing and dairy, forcing Canada to the bargaining table or face severe economic fallout. Howard Lutnick, Trump's nominee for Commerce Secretary, made it clear if Canada doesn't show the U.S. respect through action on border enforcement and the fentanyl issue, Phase 1 tariffs will kick in, and Phase 2 could be much worse. This is Trump's madman tactic: threaten the worst possible outcome to force negotiations and make the opposition scramble to avoid it. Canada is also facing challenges in retaining foreign direct investments as well. Take Honda, for example. In 2024, the company committed to a $15 billion investment in Ontario to electrify its operations, one of its largest ever investments in Canada. This included creating electric vehicle assembly and battery manufacturing plants. But now, with Trump's tariffs on Canadian-made EVs on the horizon, along with the possible end of EV mandates and government buyer incentives, Honda's Alliston plant, which exports 80% of its vehicles, faces major risks. Trump's unpredictable, high-pressure tactics, reflective of his Madman Theory approach, only add to the uncertainty. If tariffs hit, it may force Honda and other companies to reconsider their future in Canada. As Canadian elections loom, the stakes couldn't be higher. With Trump's tariffs potentially hitting Canada, Prime Minister Justin Trudeau and other leaders are scrambling to manage both domestic pressures and the escalating trade conflict. Trump's unpredictable behavior is making it harder for Canadian officials to plot their next move, leaving the country at the mercy of his high-risk tactics. With tariffs threatening to disrupt Canada's industries, the risk of inflation, rising unemployment, and a deepening housing crisis is becoming more real by the day. If Trump's tactics succeed in destabilizing Canada's economy, the possibility of a prolonged recession grows. This isn't just a trade dispute, it's a high-stakes negotiation where the outcome could change Canada's future. Canada's future is hanging in the balance. Will Trump's Madman Theory push Canada to the brink, or will Canadian leaders find a way to hold firm against the pressure? Let us know what you think in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe for more in-depth analysis of this ongoing situation.